What it is. And again, welcome back to All That Smoke. And if you ain't been here, then you need to go ahead and come in here, hang with us. I'm your host, Dino, and this is your other host.
Panay Black, what's up?
All right, all right, all right. Now, with that being coming on in, if you haven't been here before, then you already know this is All That Smoke, where we talk about top topics that come from all the most hot, the hottest, and the most what's smoking topics that you can get to. And what we do is we just reiterate and we give our smoke on what we know. Now, if you got any opinions about it, speak your smoke. But right here, this is All That Smoke. And always in All That Smoke, the first topic is what's smoking. So, what's smoking? I want to figure out why in this time with all this COVID going on that you haven't started your LLC. Why haven't you became your own business entity and became somebody that you can go ahead and be your own boss instead of working for somebody else? I mean, not. Do you understand what I'm talking about with this what's smoking topic?
I totally understand what you're talking about. It's definitely a what's smoking topic. It's definitely smoking in a time where we're living virtually from home. I think that everybody should be wondering what their niche is and what it is that their true love is, and try to hone in on that as well and see if they can make a come up out of it. And the best thing, if like we said before on the very first episode, if COVID has taught you anything, it has definitely taught you should go after what it is you love and go into business for yourself and give that same energy and effort into yourself. Um, I myself am an LLC owner, proud to say that.
Dig
I
that.
have thank you, love. It's the little steps for me.
Hey,
Um, but I too am following in that lead. So I mean in that path, I should say. So it is a question, as to are the people thinking about that in the world right now? You are an LLC owner. You have been in business for yourself. So I think the question, honestly, uh, my dear host, would be, what do you have to tell our viewers, or anyone that's out there that may be watching and listening about LLC and ownership and the benefits of having, your own LLC and being in ownership for yourself and in business for yourself?
well, you're right. You're correct. I've owned the LLC for a long time now. I've owned many LLCs. I got a couple right now too, just to make sure that I keep up with the fact of the matter that I want people to understand like you are always going to be your own worst critic. Okay. And if you are doing that to where you're always establishing what you can do, what you could be good at, what you want to accomplish, you have to do it. It doesn't take anything but the knowledge of what you have, what you can bring to a consumer, and a name to put to your business. Okay, I mean it's that simple. If you're good at something, you already know how to do it. You're skilled. You know, you have a trait to draw. You have a ability to sew. If I hadn't seen so many brothers right now sewing and making masks, I'm telling you, you can make a business out of anything that you're good at. The whole thing is when are you going to go ahead and adopt the fact that you have to be the one to create the LLC? No one, there's not no rich white man that's going to come give you $10,000 and say, here go a business. Now you can run it and do whatever you want with it.
Right.
It's not going to happen. Take that knowledge that you have, use manifestation to see what you want and make it clear to you exactly what you're going to get. And then go downtown to wherever downtown you got, wherever city you at, and go into that building and tell them, look, I want to start a business of my own. I'm about to create this LLC. Then you're gonna spend a little bit of change, less than a dollar. Now I tell people all the time, if you worried about a dollar, then your priorities are very skewed. Like and COVID, not everybody is getting this so-called COVID relief money, but the ones that are getting it and y'all not investing it properly, these are the ones I really want to speak to. Why haven't you started your LLC?
Right.
And
I'm
see,
not one of those people who are getting the stimulus check, and
right.
I pretty much still building on my LLC every day that I get up. I'm working on whatever it is that I'm looking into, all these different PPP loans,
Right.
all these different acronyms
SBAs.
we have for all the, yes, like I am, because I've recently found out that I can qualify, as a new as a new business without any employees as well. So just the knowledge and going out there to be able to find out what it is that I don't know to help me get further, networking with other like-minded people and things of that nature is definitely where I am at right now. And I do intend to have my product and to be, validated, and because they say you make your first dollar and you're solidified. So I've
Right.
done that already. It's really me doing it in a way that is going to be beneficial for me in the long run now, which is why I went ahead and established my LLC. But I do agree with you, because I've heard people say they're going out, like, I mean, people are virtual shopping.
Mm-hmm.
They're still spending all this money on things that they cannot go anywhere to flaunt.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they're literally wearing it to attend whatever virtual endeavors it is they're you know that they're attending
Right.
via computer, and things of that nature. I mean, really, because even if you're spending money, um, and to each his own, before I say this, because
Right.
I don't judge anyone for what, because you know what, if you took your first trip because COVID allowed it, so be it, more
So
power
be
to
it.
you. And I'm happy if you came back, unharmed, well, and healthy. I'm just afraid to do it because I know that prices are only so low because we're not supposed to travel, and they expect us to go against the rule and travel anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, I'm more so worried about, like I said, providing for my children, being able to get myself out of my current situation and change it to a situation for the better that will benefit me and my children in the long run, that can possibly come with a few acres,
Right.
and work every day as me click clacking from my driveway to the business in which I own. So people are out here saying they're winning, Dino, but
Mm.
they're paying rent.
Right.
They're living paycheck to paycheck or stimulus to stimulus at this point, and they're
Mm-hmm.
proud of it. So it's just like, I don't really know. I don't know where people's mind is, but I do hope for humanity that people wake up and realize that we are not winning. We will
Right.
forever. And when I say this, you guys, this is for people of all colors. It does not matter what you do. If you're not working for some, you are doing nothing more than checking into the plantation, the New Age plantation.
Right. Yeah, and that's what I tell people. This is the thing. If you are sitting there taking that money and you're not generating generational wealth, and I'll say it again. If you're not generating generational wealth for you, your kids' kids, then what you're doing is you're just having fun while you're here, you know?
Hmm.
And I can't understand that when we've already proven to ourselves that ain't nobody gonna come help us. We have to help us. And that's the people that have to deal with that disease that Nye talks about and we talk about a lot, poverty. If you want to step yourself out of poverty and you want to bring yourself to a notion to where you don't have to work for someone, where you don't have to be told get up at 6 in the morning, come in here and scrub these toilets for 6.95 an hour. We had people that did that. You know, I had a grandmother that worked for less than $5 and $7 an hour, but she
Hmm.
still left a nest egg, not through life insurance. She left a nest egg through knowledge. Okay. Because she told me a long time ago, she said, you don't need to work for nobody. Create your own, make your own way, create a business that you can be the boss of your company and have employees that you know that you're not going to treat like slaved individuals, people who are just there because they want to make a quick dollar. You want to put
Right.
people in your company that feel the same way about your company as they feel about you. And you would hope that they would, want to back you and see you further yourself. So in picking the people that you have in your company too is a big thing. You can build the company, but I'm telling you right
Hmm.
now, I built many, and you really cannot do it by yourself. At the end of the day, you're gonna have to come, like now you said, you have to come together with like-minded people. Put yourself in a circle of wealth with people who want to own a business, who want to see themselves in a Fortune 5 company, Fortune 500 company. Like I was looking at a social media post earlier. Somebody I know said, "Don't put small business in front of my business because if you ask me, I run a multi-million dollar are up and coming multi-million dollar 500 Fortune 500 company. That's manifestation. And that's why I'm talking about what's smoking. So if you're not sitting up here in the COVID worried about building your own business structure, something that gets you to where you could have your money work for you, then you missing out. And that's what's smoking. Now, with that being said, now let's move on to another subject. We're gonna go into the subject of fake news out here. All right. There's a lot of fake news out here, and we won't sit up there and establish exactly what fake news is out there being portrayed, because then we just be hyping up the fake news. We do expect people to go ahead and notice that we are living in a digital world right now. A lot of things that we doing are all committed to this digital platform. We got all kind of different ways to communicate now, which we are forced to do through social distancing. And I want to know, with all this going on and the TikToking that's going on, like, I mean, you got people sitting at their homes, grown ass people sitting up there doing dance moves and TikToking and waiting for a TikTok check. Is this something that is just going to like pass over now, or do you think this is going to be established as this is the new outcome of America with this social distancing and zooming and all this?
Oh, I could be completely honest with you because I am a communications major and because I know the logistics behind the TikToking. Um, People are, oh, I'm so sorry, guys. I am so sorry. Are you outside? So beautiful. Can you please throw the key out? I'm on camera right now. Can you come up? I'll buzz you in. I'm
Okay.
literally on camera. I will buzz you in.
Okay.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. I am working through COVID as you all are. So I am sorry for the interruption.
Now you get
Um, but I do have to buzz that door open in a second, Dino.
uh-huh.
But um, where were we just speaking about? I'm so sorry.
Talk about the fake news and how people are busy
Oh
TikTok.
yeah. So I was saying that TikTok is pretty much it is pretty much me being in communications. I understand the logistic of it, and I understand where people are also understanding the logistics of it. And it's just like becoming an influencer on any other social media platform and receiving a check for it. But what unfortunately it is that we're seeing and that you're seeing, and I'm sure this is what you're speaking about, is all of these people who are a validated people for other things and and I'm going to continue to speak to you while I'm off screen. They
Mhm.
are accredited people that are doing things in their life, hence real estate, whether it be forex trading, but
Mhm.
instead they're on this platform dancing to the menu of songs that TikTok provides at choice and
Right.
following the trends instead of setting the trends, because
Right.
I do tend to get a TikTok account myself. However, it is to further my career, put myself in the faces of big names like Tyler Perry, Madonna, if you would. Okay,
Mhm.
like I'd be in Madonna's video, trutting my stuff right next to her. Lil Kim, all of these people who are someone who can bring me under the wing and say, hey, she's got a talent. That's what it's there for. I'm not here to expose myself in a way that have 50 million people all over the world laughing at me and I become a viral thing. I'd rather be a viral entity because of my brain and what it is that I put out into the world and the energy that I carry, the personalities that I hold, the many accents that I can do, and the talents that God has given me. Is that good enough?
Yeah. And I mean, and that's the thing though. It's like the fake news is one thing, but the fact that people are going so hard to be seen with the fake news, like you're not even going to go fact check some of the things that these people like some of the things these people are putting out in social media and on some fake news channels, Twitter and all this, only to mention a few. It's just the fact of the matter that the uprise, people want to see, people get uncomfortable and everything, so it's easy to come up with some shit that somebody's going to believe and put out there, and then all of a sudden now you got everybody talking about this subject that comes to be untrue, unfounded, untrue. It's just, what are we doing with the time that we have and paying attention to all the trends and becoming, like you said, we're having people become trendies, and I say trendies, and I'll say it again,
Yes.
trendies, not
Because
the
I've
other
been a
word.
trendsetter all my life.
Not that's what I'm saying. I've been a trendsetter all my life. Like I love the fact of the matter that I don't want to look like everybody else. I don't want to do what everybody else does, and we
Right.
don't have enough of that. Like everybody does not notice that we live in a stage now where kids are very, very smart. They have to come out very, very smart. They're doing things that when we were
Yes.
growing up, we weren't able to do or we didn't have the
Yes.
ability to.
Yes.
So now there's
They're
a
doing math
change.
without calculators.
S-
Long math, long
I'm
division. They
I'm
have
saying
thousands
that
of
I'm
calculators.
saying
Yeah.
that to say let's talk about the young lady who was less than she wasn't even 15 or 16 years old and she created a movie and is now a producer. Like,
There's
eh,
12-year-old fashion designers out there.
but y'all want y'all kids to do TikTok dances.
Right.
That's what I don't
Right.
get.
Right. Right. And that's, oh goodness. I'm gonna save that for the next smoke. I'm gonna save that for the what's smoking topic towards the end because it is so funny that you said that.
There's truth in a lot of things that are going on right now. But the thing is, if you are going to be on this social media thing, this digital platform of the new world with social distancing, make sure that you go fact check anything that you read and don't act like it's truth while just coming off on some social media page. Do your
Right.
research, you know. Don't become one who follows, be a leader and lead yourself to the truth. You got anything to
Absolutely.
add on else to this now?
No, not at all. It's
Uh,
just like I said, I've been a trendsetter all my life, and I haven't, and I don't need the credit for it. I don't need anyone to say, "Oh, I took that from her." No, because I know it. So, it's pretty dope to not follow trends because I mean, if I was a trendsetter, I mean, if I wasn't a trendsetter, I would probably I leave the TikTok into my baby girl. I'm
yeah,
aware of what's going on, and the things, and some of the things are hilarious. So, like I
yeah,
said, the things that I can ingest are those who are actually out there marketing their talent and they're showing us their character and how funny they truly are. But when they're doing things that are just stupid and ignorant, it's just not, it's not something that I can like. You gotta, man, know for the black people out there, hey, black people, message, know your worth, man. They
yeah,
already said we're dancing around like baboons at one point. Now they saying, look what, there they go.
yeah,
So it's like I don't mean to offend anyone, but I just when you go out on these social media platform, just remember who it is you're trying to be. You don't want to. We live in a world where comments are in control of how far your career goes in this world. So it's
yeah,
just like if that's the case, why not be you? I'm so sick of people saying that be authentic and be you, but they're not being themselves. Be you, because then you don't it X's out all of the apologies that you're going to need to explain and put forth to save your career in the long run when you become, who you envisioned yourself to be because of the lack of you just keeping it 100 from the very beginning.
right. Ain't
Slip
that it?
ups and things like that. So it's just like what's smoking today is speak your smoke. Speak. Look, what
Look,
is it, Dino?
speak your smoke.
You speak. Yeah, you. It's a tongue twister all the time for me. I wanted to say, shoot your shit because it truly is that. Shoot your shit, mean your shit. Don't say you all about that smoke and you just a whole smoke screen of clouds. Like don't
Say
nobody
that.
want that. We
Say
don't
that.
want that. Be about your shit. Be about it. My mother, my little Asian mama used to all she cannot stand to hear someone talk. She'll stop you real quick and say, don't talk about be about it.
Be about it. There you go. That's real right there, and that's what it is. Now, with that being said, we're gonna go ahead and round out because y'all already know we got to take a chronic break. So this is chronic break number one at all that smoke, and we'll get right back to you.
Hey, you guys, and we are back from another chronic break, and I hope that you guys are well and lifted because where we're about to take this show now, it's gonna get a little touchy for some, and I'm okay with that. I
Dig that.
can
Speak your
I can
smoke.
take all of your smoke, and so the smoke that I'm gonna speak on today, you guys, is: Are you raising your children through COVID? Are you speaking to your children through COVID? Are you taking the time to nurture your babies and provide the proper environment to, give them a nature
Hmm.
loving environment? Like, are you nutri? Oh my God, I have the worst tongue twisters right now, guys. Are you taking care of your children in the way that you should? Are you pouring into your babies?
Right.
Because right now, these children are also living in a virtual world. And I have heard of already a child purchasing purchasing drugs on Snapchat because he was depressed and this is what he could do. And he was able to find a menu of a cocktail of drugs, and he got these drugs sent to his home and died in his bedroom. And
Mm.
it's just like, did he have, you know, my children are not always in their room. I make sure that the day is still structured for them. So it's just like, along with the structure, I take the time now with COVID to teach my daughter. Forget the
Right.
birds and the bees. We're talking about everything from science to the stars, the moon, and how to read thy neighbor. If we cut, like my daughter even knows like what it is to cut. Like if we may have to end up in a barter type of world.
Right.
And so it's just like that is where my mind is. My mind is on FEMA camps. My mind is on baby girl. If something were to happen and the red lights go running, like I have these things on my mind. Where will we go? What will we do? Evacuation plans. What if a red dawn situation were to happen? My mind truly is there
Right.
at all times. And I just feel like at the minimum, you have to know your child, Dino.
Right.
You have to speak to your child in order to know your child. You
Hmm.
have to respect that child in order for that child to speak to you and feel comfortable in speaking to you. And it is a pet peeve of mine to see how much I'm only going to speak on women because I don't really see the men. I can't speak for them, but I'm really truly sick of seeing women in all different cultures and nationalities saying that I just can't wait for the schools to open up because the school isn't meant to raise your child.
Right.
So it's like, what are you doing other than having your baby full time that is different? There's not really much of a difference because it's a blessing for me. Because not that I was thinking of any type of COVID disease, Dino, but I was thinking
Mhm.
of terrorist attacks. I was
Right.
thinking of lockdowns and me not being able to get to my baby girl or my baby boy if something were to happen and we got locked down. So I felt like homeschooling would be better for my children. But then I felt like, but damn, I can't take her out of her social situation. How would that make her feel? And then she came to me and let me know, actually, mom, I'd rather be with you because she did have a situation where she was locked down in her school and that baby girl stayed strong until the moment those gates were open and she just broke. And I
Mhm.
also noticed in this whole crowd of children, almost 150 students, my baby was the only one to fall in her parents' arm and cry. Like I think she was the only one that realized that someone can come in here guns a blazing and I never see my mother again, and they're
Right.
telling us that we're going to work a little bit more until 4:30 instead of telling us what's really going on. And me not knowing, I ain't gonna put it all out there and who and what, but me not knowing a family member who's in law, you know, and who's in the law enforcement had already called my baby girl and told
Hmm.
her what to do and that everything was going to be okay and instilled this stuff in her. My baby girl called her daddy before she called me. She
Right.
was able to call certain people to let her know everything is going to be okay. And so it's just like, Dino, she wouldn't have done that. My daughter was panicking because of all this is her words, not mine.
Right.
She started panicking because everybody else was okay and playing games. And she just wanted to cuddle up in her ball and cry and scream, what the hell is going on? And why aren't you letting me get to my mother?
Right.
So it's just like I was thankful. I was thankful that she was aware and awoke. And it's just like, what are we doing right now to love on our children? And I hear people calling their children out their names. I hear people telling them, get back on your tablet. My children are welcome on any type of live streaming source that I'm doing. If it's not an interview to get a job on the plantation outside these doors, I'm a mother. The whole world is going to know that, and the whole world is on lockdown. So if Channel 4 News can have their children holding up banners and incorporating their children on national syndicated television, what is the problem with the mothers who chose to have these children mothering their babies?
Right.
I
Well,
feel
I
like
mean,
that's a topic that is just not been it's touchy, but it's what's smoking on my
I
mind.
mean, it's gonna be with smoking because now I'm trying to figure out exactly, like you said, not just the mothers. I'm thinking about the fathers too. Like you got this great opportunity now to homeschool your child. Now, other people would think that like, oh man, that's what schools are for. Believe me, I had to actually homeschool my son, and that was some of the best time that I ever spent with my son. So while this was well before COVID-19, this is when I had to figure out that I was not a custodial parent, and we can get back on that on another subject because men are not considered custodial parents to their children when they're born. So with that being said, I couldn't send him to school, and I had to sit up there and homeschool him from what third to almost fifth grade. I almost had to homeschool for almost third to fifth grade. And in that, I taught him algebra. I taught him learning comprehension. We established history, true history, history that I wanted him to learn, not history that they would have taught him at the school. And this is why I'm not understanding with people now and your kids being right there in your face and you being able to take that time to set that foundation, put some true structure in them. You're upset because they're not in school. You're
Right.
upset because you have to do a little bit more and watching them and them being right there in your kitchen or in your living room doing their homework and having to ask you a question. You're frustrated because your silly ass ain't been in school in umpteen years. So you got to go figure it out. You cussing out teachers and shit, walking by with your damn house coat on and your goddamn bonnet on. I want to kick some of you parents' ass because y'all really making other parents look bad out here. No one is upset besides an ignorant motherfucker about having to homeschool or educate their child.
Hmm.
Okay. You have to be a dense person to be upset because your baby's sitting at a table and they got a question and they can't answer it. And you right there looking as just as dumbfounded as them.
Yep.
The
Yep.
frustration should only set in with the fact of the matter of what they've already learned, in which now you're going to have to unteach them because this is prime time right here for you to take your child and uplift them with all the knowledge that you know, the knowledge that your grandmother taught you, your grandfather, your uncles. See what's actually going on out here. Like you were saying, real life situations. Like people don't understand. Sandy Hook is not just a thing that happened, you know, that was children died in a school.
And July something, I think it was July 22nd. Did you see that one?
So,
July
okay.
22.
A lot of
That's
this is
real.
happening. Like this is more common, and people don't speak to their children about the possibility of a person running up and through a school with intent to harm anybody and everybody that they come in contact with.
Yes.
You have to really have these situations and play out some situations. Talk to your child and play out the situation and what they would do, how they would handle themselves, so that you would know, so that you can teach them the proper way to do so. Like
Yes.
I have young girls, I have young twin girls. Believe me, with all the things going on with human trafficking and the abduction and the thievery of melanated women, like believe me, I'm going to be on top of any outside teaching. It's not just schooling, okay? Any outside teaching right now that can be done for you to give your child in the time where you got to sit your ass down at home anyway. I know you're not upset.
Hmm. And like, you know what? I have to say this though, because then you also, in this, I'm also noticing too, and it's really frustrating as a parent. Teachers are lacking too. Teachers are getting the coronavirus. I call it the coronavirus itis
Mm-hmm.
because they're too relaxed. My baby's in fifth grade, and I just listen in, and I'm one of those parents who I'm waiting on another conference as of late, as of right now,
Mm-hmm.
because I just feel like, it's first of all, it's like, what are you doing? I feel like they're only like, my daughter goes to school with a lot of Patels, and it's like they're the Afro American kids and the Spanish children. It's like they're not really getting called on. So how are you telling them that they have a lack of participation if when their hands are raised, you're not calling on them for them to participate? I
Mm-hmm.
cannot let the teachers off the hook, because if you were in school and if your child was falling behind or things like that, you'd have at least one, two, three parent conferences before that child fails.
Right.
And I've spoken to a handful of parents who were saying that before this COVID mess, my child wasn't failing, and these people think that they're just going to fail my kid because this virtual learning is something new to them. And it's like, it is quite ridiculous, because my baby does not, although school is over at 2 o'clock every day, she's not leaving her computer sometimes until 7 at night
Right.
after doing the homework. And it's just like, but it's the way that they're, you have to teach them. If
Mhm.
my college professor is pulling up the and sharing her screen and we're still reading these books together and she's still breaking it down and giving them a lesson, why are you people sitting in front of a virtual background and giving them a lecture and not never once opening up the screens to share the screen and actually break down to them what it is they need to know to compose what it is you're asking them for?
But
I
see,
have
this is the
another.
thing too. This is the thing too. But then this is your opportunity now to sit back, look, and pay attention to who's teaching your child.
Mm-hmm.
Take the
Right.
time. Like now, you don't. If you
My
ain't
next
never
thing
talked to
is
this
about.
teacher or never met this teacher in the day and they and they lifetime of doing schooling, and to see actually what this teacher is talking about, how they act in the classroom. This is the time right here.
Right. My kid's father is like always ready to just, I have to like, I thank him and make sure he knows that I'm grateful for him not just, interrupting the Zoom call.
Hmm.
And because he's plenty of times wanted to just say to one of her teachers, like, yo, do you can you got one more motherfucking time to talk to
Hmm.
my child the way in which you're talking to her right now. And I don't give a damn if you're talking about that as a whole. Don't
Right.
include my child in that whole.
And see,
So
that's the thing too. But then you record this stuff. You see, you look, you pay attention to the educators that are sitting up here now. Like you said, some of these teachers, and it's not all. We're not going on all, but we speak our smoke however we choose to. But there's a lot of these teachers who are just they lazy. They are beyond. Like you said, it's COVIDitis. Like they are at home chilling. They can't physically see these kids, and they talking and yelling through a computer. So they just feel like, oh well, I only got to do the bare minimum.
right. And that's what they're doing, the bare minimum.
And it makes no sense because now these educators are still getting paid. These educators are still being taught how to do this to where it makes sense, and they're still being taught to make sure that they engage with the children and give them exactly what they are supposed to get, which is the education that they need to go ahead and get past whatever. I'm trying to figure out how they're going to do these standardized tests now. You know that's going to be a big subject. Like when it comes down to testing, are they doing this all digital? If they're doing it all digital, then are they going to make sure that all kids are have the access to get the digital testing done? And then what's going to be the backlash when the kids that are not able to get the testing done? What happens to them?
In my opinion, I think that they should just rid with the standardized testing, because we know that that's all financial. That's all a financial, a financial what's the word I'm looking for with that? Like, that's a financial ball game and bargaining tool for
Yeah.
so many different,
For so many different schools. It's always has been. You got to think about to the days of back in the university in South Georgia and all that, the way that they pay for kids, parents to have this, that, and the other for them to play for their school. I mean, it goes way back to that. Now, I mean, come on, let's just tell the truth. The truth has already been out with that. I mean, there's a lot of schools who are 1A and B schools, and and they get more money than the schools that are graded lower but
Yeah,
need the funding to make them an A school, which makes no sense.
and the suburbs get more funding than the inner city.
Right.
I mean,
That's always still been true. They still haven't changed that.
baseball fields, volleyball field,
Right.
volleyball fields, soccer fields, all separate. Where in the city they're all playing on the same one field.
Right.
It's unfortunate. Band camps and instruments. I mean, my daughter goes to charter school, and there's a big difference between charter and public. There are guitars hanging from the ceiling for every single child. There are pianos around the room for every single child. There's instruments for every single child. There's computer rooms. Like, there are no more computer rooms in public schools. It's a damn shame
That
that the
don't make
public.
no sense though. But then we live in such a digital age, and now they're supposed to be teaching computer training. Like I mean, now it is almost a requirement that you know how to use a keyboard. You have to
We
know,
used to
you
grow
have
up
to know
off
how
of
to type on
David
a
Beacon.
keyboard.
You had to know how to type. But public schools are not. I know the public schools are not. My daughter, she is, but I know that the public schools are not doing that. Um, And let me say this, my baby girl, any given, so since COVID, you are able, as a parent who maybe you can't afford to make them, your children lunch, and you depended on the free lunch program, you're able to go and pick up the lunch for the whole week for the
Hmm.
children twice a week. But now their lunch consists of pizza, salads, Caesar salads, buffalo chicken sandwiches, you name it,
Right.
meatloaf, green beans, all this different stuff that my daughter can get for free from her school. These children that are going to public school right down the street from my baby are still getting hamburger buns with two thick pieces of government cheese and and a packet of mayonnaise
Mm.
and white milk. That is a fucking shame.
Right.
It's a shame. Where my baby is going downstairs and like it's crazy, Dino. You got to see these kids in her school. First of all, they're looking nice and spiffy in their uniforms, and they
Mm.
run downstairs and they're running downstairs to hot meatloaf, barbecue chicken and macaroni and cheese
Right.
and
Set
mashed
up
potatoes
restaurant
and gravy.
style.
Yes, and they can go exactly. And
Yeah.
if they don't want that, and if they're vegetarian, there are other options. These children have
Salad bars, vegan
um,
bars.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. My daughter knows there is no buffalo chicken salad. It's a chicken Caesar. But what my daughter will do is go and grab a buffalo chicken sandwich. And because it's in a way where they get the buffaloes is hot and in a packet, they let you put it together how you want it. She tosses it in a salad and gets the blue cheese and puts it on top. She has so many options. They have switcheroo days where it's breakfast for lunch, and their only options are different breakfast choices. And for the vegans, they've got vegan burritos,
Mm.
all the fruit dishes. And this is for and so it's just like they understand what it means to have good food put
Right.
into your, like, what you put in is what you get out.
Right.
So if that doesn't, I mean, like, they're literally, like I said, but it's a choice. It's a choice that you take
Yeah.
as a parent, whether you want to wait on that waiting list and put your baby on the list to see if she's going to get in. Sorry about that, guys. To see if she's gonna get in, um you know and then once she does get in, the conversion, because once
Right.
your child may get picked to go to the school in the middle of the school year, so now you got to go out, get the uniforms. But they're not making you get the uniforms right away. Your baby can start with a burgundy t-shirt and some, even a white t-shirt if you can't provide the burgundy. But this is what I love as well.
Right.
These children that are going to public school, sorry if y'all hear the babies in the background. My son is going ham. But if you go, the school that's giving the children government cheese,
Hmm.
you have to pay for these uniforms for your child to go to school. And whereas my child will have a fundraiser, come here, Your Highness. Sorry about that, guys. I am live through COVID. But my child will have a whole full-on event where you could come and buy, Dino, get this, you could buy
Hmm.
uniforms for 50 cents a piece, from the gym shirts to the gym shorts to they have all of the children. Basically what you do is when the children, they ask the parents to donate the old uniforms to children
Ah.
who may not be able to afford the uniform. And
Right.
they do not sell the ones that look like they've been worn. So your baby will never feel like a hand-me-down, but rather yet, and they won't feel like, damn, I had to go get this from the school, because they're going to see it's a whole bunch of other people. And then it's the bigger kids who are like in 8th grade that are on that line too, because they know the concept. Man, I'm about to go get this
Right.
shirt they done clean and refurbished for me. And I'm going to go get my MCM top or
Right.
my bathing ape top
Right.
that I really want.
Right.
So because it's a stigma.
Right.
These, you got children coming into schools that are telling you that you can't do certain things because of your mama's got, you ain't got no money, so you can't get these sneakers or whatever. That was why
Right.
the whole uniform thing was put in place. But then my daughter's school took the steps to want to think about those babies who you can still tell are having a hard time in life
Hmm.
through their uniform based
Right.
off of what it is they're wearing.
Because but then this the whole thing is like, are you going to put a uniform from head to toe? Because you can still have a shirt and pants and still have a little kid with rundown shoes, and then kids are talking about them, and now they're fishing for things to talk about. Because I mean, you got to think about it. Our generation, we was tough. I mean, we used to joan on each other in school all the time. Your mama, that's the only time you got hit in your mouth. So other than that, it kind of like threw me to put a whole bunch of kids in the same thing. Like we always talk about your children having their own individuality and being able to express themselves. But that
Right.
right there is the counter. That's the counterstone of no. Here, everybody looks the same way. Nobody talk about nobody. Everybody just come here and then leave. You know, we had so many individuals in school when I grew up that you always knew that you was in a place with a whole bunch of people instead of everybody looking like construct and looking like what a prison.
Right. Well,
Yeah.
see, and that's another thing, and that's where me as a parent, I think about those things. So, baby girl, she's over there right now, you guys. She
Right.
knows. My baby girl goes to school and expresses herself through the socks that she chooses to wear. It's
Right.
how she dresses that uniform up.
Right.
Whether she has Jordans on her feet, Uggs, Timberland, or damn it, if she liked the Crocs that Walmart sold, if she's able to wear it, she can wear it because as long as she has her self-expression from the
Right.
bobos in her hair, because see, once you start telling me how she has to wear her hair, it's going to be a problem.
No, but
So,
they
you
already
know,
tried that because first they was thinking about making a dreadlock band, and
and
I mean
that's ridiculous.
if
You're
people
not
and
going to
people
do
were
that.
gonna roll, if people were gonna roll with that.
No, absolutely not. Not when this was the godly hairstyle. Not when this is the first hairstyle of man who decided to be, that this was the
Right.
closest to God, not to cut your locks.
Natural, yeah,
Look up the history first.
natural growing locks of hair. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
now you're
y'all got to
asking
think about that.
in our culture.
This is your children being able to be taught by you in your home, and you get to see
Yes,
your child sprout into the person and the young adult that you want them to be.
yes,
Take your time, reiterate the thought of you're frustrated because your child's at home, and take into the point that you got your on hands ability to make sure that your child is a greater person than what they would be in some school facility being taught by a person who is an educator who feels like they are going up under because of this COVID stuff. So that was a great subject. Now I really wanted to thank you on that one because that is really good. And people like she said, women and men need to pay attention to your children. You
yeah,
got
because
them at home right now. Give them the attention that they want and need, and don't be frustrated about it
right,
because there's nothing about being frustrated with your child. It's only what you sit up there and tell them that you're frustrated about. All right. So
yeah, right.
that's a good topic right there. But you know what? We got to go ahead and jump into another chronic break. So y'all already know what it is. What you do with chronic break two is on you. We'll be back with all that smoke in a second. What it is. It's all that smoke. And welcome back again. And now we're getting back to the subject matter and speaking our smoke. And I want to know, what are y'all eating during the COVID? Because I'm telling you right now, we got a lot of stores that is losing products and produce, and I'm not seeing people eating healthy still. You got people TikToking and cooking and everything, but my subject matter is, what are y'all eating during the COVID? Because what you should not be eating, okay? And I want to express this. If you are out here as a man and you are eating an unemployed woman, you need to stop it. You need to stop it. You're making harder for the men out here that actually got something about themselves, okay? Now, I want to go ahead and put this out there. I'm just saying. As a, you,
In my
you
eye,
gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh about it because I'm telling the truth.
it
Men,
was
you need to
something got
stop
into
this.
my eye, and it was like my eye twitched at the very moment you said that. So it would look as though I had a physical reaction when you said that, but something was in my eye for the
So was
record.
it your I bet,
Yes,
I bet. I wonder, the whole thing is I'm trying to figure out, men, y'all are out here, y'all should be taking care of yourselves. Everyone should be taking care of themselves, eating healthy, keeping your body clean, washing your ass. But you're still out here pursuing women that don't have shit like you don't have shit. And that just, it doesn't make no sense to me. Everybody has a chance to go sit down and pull themselves together and actually do something with themselves. So I'm trying to figure out, as a man out here, if you out here eating unemployed women, walk in the middle of the street, lay down and wait for a car to go over you with four tires. Four. All four
but there's
tires.
a lot of unemployed women out here that are not unemployed by choice.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And we can't, I mean, so I must ask,
Uh-huh.
why can't they get some too? Why can't they get some love too? I say don't make any. I
If
say
you broke, you
talk about
shouldn't
your
be screwing.
babies.
If you broke,
Buy
you
yourself
shouldn't be
like, oh,
screwing.
you should be making babies. But let's just be honest though, love bug. Some people need the fucking dick in order to calm the fuck down.
Okay, yeah, but guess what? You better get
Just like
some
some
revenue.
people need the nanny to calm the fuck down.
You better go watch it on TikTok.
Look, 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 look. We got our viewers over here on another streaming platform saying facts, Dino. They're laughing, they're crying at you right now. They're
Because I
crying
mean, look, this is
right
the truth though. Okay, look. Now, two people that have nothing can make nothing but problems and babies. Now, if you choose to date during this time right now, you want to
now.
go
Okay.
somewhere with a like-minded view. Like maybe she should have something going for herself,
All
right?
right, of
Right,
course,
right.
of course.
Maybe he shouldn't just have a big dick and some balls. Maybe he should have a
Of
job and some
course.
revenue and a
So when
car
you
and a
say it
house.
in that way, have
Well, no,
something
but
going
see,
for yourself.
you see,
Though.
I said it in a manner of this is what's going on right now. You
You
got
should
men
focus
out here
on
indulging in the
elevating
fact.
yourself. I get it. I get it. I get it.
Elevate yourself. Don't indulge yourself in doing something that you know you can do just because you can do it. Take a chance. Take a challenge. Go after a woman that you know ain't gonna give you none.
Absolutely. I'll get you. I'll
I'm just
take
saying,
respect.
you know,
I
hey,
understand.
change your narrative on that one. Don't just go for the easy kitty cat. You shouldn't be having no coochie in this time anyway. Go get you some vagina. Calm down. When I say all the people I know, everybody needs to have some kind of knowledge of themselves sometimes. Because I know you probably tired of masturbating through the COVID. I know you probably got chapped up a little bit, chafed up, you know, and all that. But you really came into grips with yourself, right? You know, because you just look at yourself now like this is just gross. I need to find somebody. Don't take it to where you just lessen yourself and be with somebody who was not worth the time and the validity that you needed.
Absolutely.
You know, men don't do that. Women do that all the time. Men, we need to be just as choosy as women. Stop eating unemployed women. Now y'all get it.
Women
Stop.
out there, stop fucking unemployed men. Because all
Thank you.
you're doing is fucking.
There you go.
Like a man that's unemployed ain't gonna want to make love to you. It's actually gonna make him sick to his fucking stomach because he
Hmm.
can't provide for you in the way that he would want to. And then this COVID shit's got him all fucked up that he needs to just be able to get his shit together. That he's
Exactly.
actually rejecting the nanny and he don't want the nanny because he's got his mind on other things like prospering and
Hmm.
trying to get on this money train while it's
Yeah.
still here
Say
because it's
that.
out during COVID. So yeah, I just want you. I was just getting in your shits, just fucking with your
Well, you
button
know, I'm gonna
tidbit.
speak my smoke. You know, I'm gonna speak my smoke, but that was me speaking my smoke. Now, nah, you got another subject matter. Go ahead, give it to me.
My next subject matter is if you're sitting here, hello guys, for those of you who don't know, this is your girl Janica coming straight to you through the body of Panay Black. If you are listening to me and Dino from the very first time that we've ever recorded, then you've heard us say, get up off your ass, start your LLC, do something, invest in yourself. And I just want to hit for those of you who may be out there. Oh my God, as if people don't know I'm recording at this time. I'm so sorry.
Mhm.
So yeah, like I was saying, for those of you who don't know where to go and where to like find resources, if you don't know in 2021 that YouTube is like the Britannica of how to, you can
Mhm.
literally find out how to do it yourself on anything. You can find out how to
DIY.
start your business from the ground up. You can find out where to get money. You can find out how to repair your credit on your own. You can find out how to do your LLC on your own, not how to pay someone how to do it. I mean, really, there's classes for you to find out how to do Forex trading. Everyone on YouTube wants to be some type of guru. So,
Mhm.
like, take advantages of the fact that they're actually giving free information, which in another world, a few years from now, a few years before now, in the past tense, I'm saying for you
Mhm.
slow ones that don't listen quite as fast, let's remember we didn't have all of this capability to have this stuff at our forefront. It's
Right.
literally there. All you've got to do is Google it. And the first thing I promise you it's going to come up is a YouTube video anyway.
Well,
So
see,
it's
this is
just
the
like
thing. Yeah, good. I was gonna say, I mean, but like, take the time to also do your research. Read the comments, pay attention, and find what works best for you. Like don't just go and just, like you
Yeah,
said, first
it's
search
like
and
real
take the
estate.
top search and then say, all right, this is it. This is all I gotta do. I ain't listening to nobody else. No, take your time. Roll down, like scroll. That's what they call it, a scroll, for a reason, because you scroll down and you find the things that you know that catch your eye. Like take your time, do your
If you're
research.
vegan and you like fucking with things, you like mixing things. I mean, people will freak out for vegan candles. Yeah, like I'm thinking about doing them myself. Yeah, mix some vegan wax and make some candles and just
Okay,
setting
hold on.
on out there. Nowadays,
You
go
said
ahead,
vegan.
love.
You said no. I'm just saying. You said vegan wax, and then that just made me think about the coochie candles that all these women were making. Like, I mean, it's
Are you talking
this
about
is
Erica Badu?
this
I
is
only heard of Erica Badu.
endless.
I don't want to buy anyone else's coochie candle. I didn't buy Erica Badu's.
I'm sorry. And then Beyonce thought she was cool. She's gonna make a coochie candle too. Do you not know that this is prevalent? Like, all you have to do is the research. That's what we're trying to tell you. Me and Naj just saying, do the research and create yourself through these platforms that are giving you the information. They're giving it to you. You're paying for
Right.
college, but you can go on YouTube and get a professor to speak the same thing to you on your screen at your house.
Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're trying to find out, and then here's the thing, right? They say that the first thing to feeling good about the day is to feel good about yourself. So, like, start there, yeah. If you don't like what you see in the mirror, start there. I guarantee you figure out a way. Start there, figure out what it is, how to read your body, yeah. Get your
Hmm.
BMI weight. Once you see you don't like how you're looking, find out what your BMI is and what it should be. I promise you, if you work at yourself and then who you when you are able to turn around one moment and look into the mirror and see yourself the way that you envision yourself and not
Hmm.
the way you wish that you can see yourself, and you see that change, just see what that shit is going to do to you. That's going
Right.
to motivate you to go out there and then really like put into fruition what it is you want. And then if you don't know, like I said, start out with whatever it is that you like to do.
Right.
Whatever it is that you like to do is called a fucking niche. It's a
Right.
goddamn niche. And then find out how you can take that niche and make money from it. I'm not telling you anything that I'm not doing myself. I could
Right.
tell you right now, I'm waiting for whatever monies that I know is coming in. It's none of your business. It's my
Right.
business. But for the money that I know is coming in, oh my God. The last thing I'm thinking about is a new pair of walking shoes. Yeah. I'm only thinking about product, product and distribution,
Right.
shipping and handling prices, and how what type of connections I can make. And the fact that Cash App, because of Cash App, I don't even need to put your fucking work order in. All right, yeah. Just
Right.
send me the Cash App and I ship it out to you. So it's just
There you
like
go.
so many things, you guys. If you want to do things, go to YouTube and put in your niche. If you thought about, if you like selling cars and it ain't going good for you, think you're already good with numbers. Yeah. Think about selling houses. Yeah.
Right.
You don't need a real estate. You don't need a real estate license to, you do need an LLC, but you don't need a real estate license to wholesale homes, man.
Right. You can
You're
always
literally
you always
putting
find a
yourself
way to
in
middleman
commitment
some
to do the
shit.
footwork for the
Yeah.
people who don't want to do the footwork. And 9 times out of 10, the people who don't want to do the footwork
Got all
can
the money.
afford to pay you the cut that you're asking
Yeah.
for doing the footwork. So it's just like, right now where my mind is, Dino, Panay Black and Janica's mind at this fucking very moment in life is truly, truly just set upon what I can do and what I need to do, what vision boards need to be put in
Right.
place so that way when the money, yeah, is put in my hands, yeah, I could do the right thing with it. Because once you do the right thing with it, it's going to come back and flip itself, yeah.
Right.
You're putting, I'm 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 living, if I could tell anyone right now, Dino, it's truly that the fact that I'm willing to sacrifice and live in a way that I've been so uncomfortable and never lived before in
Right.
order for a little bit of time to be able to live the way I want to in the long run.
Well, I tell people that say, ask me, say, you got this going on, you got that going on, you're doing this, you're throwing money here, you're throwing there. Look, the whole thing is if you're worried about what you're going to spend to do what you want to do in life, then you're never going to be able to do it. Your whole aspect and manifestation of what you want to do is for you to clearly see it and then actually make it happen. Like
Right.
you're not going to be able to do a damn thing sitting up there being your own worst critic, criticizing yourself to the point where you never get anything started. All right.
Mm.
You have to be the one who markets you. You also have to be the one who motivates you sometimes, because you're also going to have to be the one that's going to have to get up off your ass and make that happen for you. Ain't no one's going to do it for you. There's all kind of people out here right now that are money filled and lazy and would love to pay a person with ambition to do the things that they don't want to. Find your niche. Find people that are on the YouTube, the TikToks and everything that do the things that you like, that have that already tone and that networking done, and then see what they doing and make sure that you can do it yourself. Establish your own kind of you. And the only way that you can do that is putting yourself out there and actually taking the time to build your own content together. Now that's big. That's
Right.
big right there, Nye. And we're gonna tell y'all again, YouTube, all these channels and these ways, these workshops and everything that's being presented to you digitally. Take the time to do your
Yeah.
research, read the comments, and make your own decision on what you want to be. Do what you need to
YouTube
do
ain't
to
paying
build you.
YouTube ain't paying me to say this. YouTube ain't
Right.
paying me to promote them. I'm
Say
strictly
that.
telling you guys based of what I've known for myself, what I've learned for myself. I've been able to build my entire website. You know how much money that I didn't .com. I didn't have to go nowhere to ask anyone to build my website. Yeah, I
Right.
did it myself. And it's
Mm.
like, and every tool that I used to plug into that website was out there for free. So
Right.
it's just like we living in an era where it's just like, bruh, if you're not making any money for yourself, it's just that you truly aren't doing the work. You're
There
willing
you
to
go.
go out there and work the plantation, pick the fucking cotton, but you're not willing to do the work for yourself because it ain't just gonna come to you from watching the videos either. You gotta take the knowledge and apply that shit. You gotta take it and really do that shit in real life. I promise you. And shout out. I'm going to shout out on my platform on Panay Black TV on YouTube for sure. The influencers that have caused me to even come out because Dino, if it wasn't for YouTube, you would have never met me.
Mm.
You would have never met me if it wasn't for the other YouTubers telling me through their channels to go out there and just do it. Fuck what your mind is telling you that you're not going to do, how well you're not going to do, and just to
Right.
do it. So it's just like, I when I met you, yeah, I said, look at the world coming in full circle because I've taken the chance to put it, say, I'm gonna go out there and take a bet on self and see what happens, yeah.
Right.
And so like I'm doing what I gotta do, but I have if a person from YouTube who I never met a day in my life, because I saw them doing what I wanted to do and sharing their true experiences about how hard it was for them, and the fact that you can go back and look at that very first video that they're
Mhm.
talking about they were nervous in their boots and you thought it was actually quite swell. Why
Right.
can't I do that too? They're all telling me they're making the money. So they're telling me, hey, do the shit. I ain't getting paid off for you. Do the
Right.
shit. There's an algorithm shit. Why wouldn't I be smart enough to do the shit? Why
Yeah.
not? If
Gotta
if
gotta
Tyler
have some
Perry does
ambition.
yeah, if Tyler Perry don't if Tyler Perry or Paramount or Channel 4, whatever, doesn't discover me or you tomorrow or 3 years from now, because we started this YouTube channel when we did, the algorithm has already gotten a moving, yeah. So
Right.
it's like if the universe, well, eventually we'll be invited to those private panel YouTube parties where we're getting plaques from YouTube too, because we're getting fucking dockets, we're getting
Right.
change sent to us right to our right. You can get paid from this shit.
Right.
So it's just like you just gotta put in the work to be able to see the fruitfulness come. But there's no way in hell, Dino, that I'm not going to, and I know you agree. No
Right.
way in hell I could sit and watch a YouTuber say that I make six figures and I only been on YouTube for 6 months and I ain't gonna go out there and try that shit myself.
Right. That's real. So yeah, y'all already know. Again, we speaking our smoke. So with that being said, we're getting close to the end of the show. When we do this, we always like to end on what we like to call a high note. So, but nah, you got a high note.
Yes.
My high note is simply this: always reach up for the stars. We all know that heaven is above and hell is beneath. So it's just like, why would you want to stay anywhere in between?
Mm,
I feel like, and if you're not spiritual, God damn it, think about it as the bakery. Think about it as the bakery. When you go into the bakery, you don't want anyone to tell you what donut you can have. You want to take the donut that you walked in that fucking bakery to take. So I'm
right.
sorry if it sounds like all of my high notes are like the others, but you better appreciate this shit, because at one point in life, it's gonna come where my high notes are gonna be, live life, hustle hard. I did it. Why can't you?
Dig
So
that.
my shit is like always, man. It's reiterated in every fucking episode, man.
Right.
The high note for today is, if you ain't hustling already, what the fuck are you waiting for? Get off your ass and start hustling hard. Period.
Dig that. Dig that. My high
Retract
note right
don't
there is
sit
gonna
in
be
hell.
procrastination is gonna be the thing that stops you the most. All right. If you procrastinate and you don't want to move and motivate yourself to do what you know you can, well then don't get mad when you end up in the same space that you at. All right. My high note and always will be my high note is hustle hard, because y'all already know it. We ain't procrastinating here. We want all that smoke. We got all that smoke, and y'all just now got officially in tune with me and Nye with all that smoke. You got anything else to say, Nye?
Nah, darling, I don't have anything else to say but the fact that it has been a pleasure hosting our show with you. And may we end where the money resides, where the money resides,
Resides
where
where the
the money
money
resides, where
resides.
the money
Hustle
resides.
hard, goddamn it. All that smoke, y'all. Come back with
Uh,
us again. We'll see y'all soon.
we are out.